GWAR, 40 shocking years. 1.3 million album sales, 22 releases, 319 songs, 200 million streams, and 50 million video views. 2,601 shows, 2 million tickets sold, 2,418 politicians and public figures killed, decapitated, flayed, or otherwise eviscerated on stage.
They've already been banned.
Banned in 3 countries in the 90s. 10 feature-length films, 11 comic books, 26 TV appearances, 3 strategic war games, 1 crack-addicted dinosaur. 347,559 parents terrified, 4 popes enraged, 2 arrests, 1 phallus confiscated, 0 convictions. 1 bar, countless tragedy, 2 Grammy nominations, 40 years of shock rock, still your lords and masters.
Lord lives, motherfucker!
And still, Beavis and Butthead's favorite band. GWAR, 40 shocking years.
Imagine Alice Cooper with about 1/100th the money.
If the Cramps had been a heavy metal band.
Crazy as H, blood-splattered, ear-splitting hilarity.
The Wizard of Oz meets splatter horror films.
The gag is, you're in the splash zone.
You're covered with goo and blood, and if you're not completely soaked, you didn't have a haunted garage show.
It's like going to a horror movie, except it's actually happening.
It's basically walking into the most brutal, gory film right in front of your face.
It was probably the best part of my life.
I think of him as a guy with commitment to his art.
That's Dookie. I mean, he wants to take it as far as he can take it.
You gotta see this band.
Wait a minute, you're gonna get this.
Oh, thank you.
Hello, no, why do I always start in the corner? I'm gonna learn it one of these days. Hello, it's me, Kevin Vonesper, is how I say my fake name. But if you guys in the audience have a better way to say it, I'm still up for suggestions. Put it in the comments phonetically. And you guys, happy Halloween. I hope you all had a great Halloween. GWAR is on tour. Go see them if you can. I will be seeing them later this month, past the Halloween season. But I want to know, what did you guys dress up as? What did you do? Put it in the comments. And I want to show you my costume this year because I killed it. And a lot of people didn't know who this was, and shame on them. Get an education. I was Andrew WK. And look at this. I had the blood, the microphone, the wristwatch, the tattoos. The only thing I was missing was the white sneakers. So for next year, I'll do the white sneakers. But let me know what you did for Halloween. Okay. We have Kurt Ballou on the show today, and it's episode 50. Could you believe we've done 50 of these? That's amazing. Here's to another 50, and then we'll see. I don't know if there's over 100 people I could talk to about GWAR. We'll see how far it goes. Maybe I'll start doing pairs. That's what I'm thinking for season 2. Anyways, thank you for being here. If you love me, go follow my. I swear there will be music here soon. Pop Perversion. Go look it up. There will be music soon. But for now, you can get my albums on Bandcamp, Kevin Vonesper albums, solo albums, with hand-drawn covers. So how about that for DIY? All right, I'm going to start with a very quick story. It was, I guess, the fall of 2001, and I was in high school, and I was a big part of my local scene, and the big band coming up in our scene at the time was called Djibouti, who very soon after started calling themselves Coheed and Cambria, and I was very alert to their career and following them very closely, and through that I ended up with this Equal Vision Records Fall Sampler 2001, and it has, you know, Coheed's Delirium Trigger, classic song. It's actually released on an EP locally before the album. But it also had this song, Home Wrecker by Converge. And that was the first time I ever heard the band Converge, and it blew my mind. I can't curse in the first 10 minutes or I think I'll get in trouble on YouTube, but holy crap. I ran out and got Jane Doe, and now he's on the show today talking about GWAR, because he actually mixed the latest EP, The Return of Gor-Gor. So get your questions in the comments. I got a lot of things I want to ask him. And let's start the show. Welcome to GWARPod.
GWARPod comes from online. GWARPod. 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 GWARPod.
I like your theme song.
Thank you.
That's rocking.
Do you get it?
Well, it's GWARPod?
Well, it's a parody of Death Pod, the GWAR song from Scumbag.
Oh!
Unfortunately,
my GWAR knowledge is not super deep.
That's okay.
But I mean, if you want, let me know if you need some mixed notes.
Well, yes, maybe after the show we can talk about that, because I got some new music coming out and it's killer, cool. And it could use a couple touches, but we could go into that later. Hello, welcome to the show. Thanks for being here.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. This will be fun.
What did you do?
I love your costume, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Do you?
Oh, for Halloween, I was very lazy this year, but as you did that, I'm like so proud of my daughter. I don't know how well this will translate, but she's 5. She was Boximus Prime.
Oh wow!
For Halloween.
Very creative.
Halloween. Yeah, she's really into Transformers right now.
Wow.
And like I love that she's into like the 1984 Transformers that I was into.
I remember it being kind of dark, like that movie.
I mean, Optimus does die. Unicron comes and destroys Cybertron and turns Megatron into Galvatron. So there's a lot of things happening. But no, it was like the TV show. That was like the thing that I was more into. But no, the movie has this one great line from Grimlock. It's like, Grimlock no bozo, Grimlock is king. And like she was just like a 5-year-old just like running around the house saying that all the time. Or like, but I feel like Boximus is a kind of like a GWAR sounding name.
I know it could be like Boximus Maximus, the new guitar player for GWAR or whatever. Yeah. So in a couple of years, she can join the band.
I feel like, okay, do you remember? I don't think GWAR has ever done this, but do you remember when Man or Astro Man had the clone projects?
No, but I vaguely remember the band Man or I think
they
saw
had
them at CBGB's once, actually.
Oh, cool. They had a thing where they sent out like satellite versions of the band that were like themed, and so that they would do tours, but it was like sort of like band curated cover bands went out and did tours for Man or Astro Man. And I feel like this is a thing that GWAR could do, and they could have like a kid version of GWAR if they wanted to, or like a all whatever version of GWAR.
I think that's an idea that they have had before, like long into the future, of course. I think that's maybe what Kiss is about to do.
Yeah.
Which I think they sold their whole image to some big company, so they're going to make money off of it somehow.
I'm like, I think like 5 years too young to really get Kiss.
You're too young to get Kiss?
Yeah, I'm 51. I feel like people that I know that are like 56-ish are like massive Kiss fanatics or whatever. But for me, like, just not my thing.
Well, what was it for you?
Like, what is my thing?
Yeah, like what's your Kiss?
Oh, my Kiss? Oh, I don't know. I mean, I guess there was
to interpret that question.
I guess Iron Maiden would be my Kiss. Like for me, the theatricality of Maiden, like I didn't even think about it as being like unusual or like this kind of like deliberate showmanship thing. I was just like, oh yeah, this band's got like a giant marionette on stage. Cool. Yeah. Like, and they've got like planes everywhere, and like they're singing about like. I mean, I was just into Dungeons and Dragons, and there was this band that was like the ultimate like Dungeons and Dragons sounding band to me, and it just felt normal to me. But like now that I'm 30-something years deep into punk rock, like looking back on that, like I could imagine if I had discovered Iron Maiden when I was 22 instead of 12, then I would have had like a really different like viewpoint on that. Yeah, there's something about like the era of punk or whatever that I got into, like theatricality or being anything but yourself, or what was assumed was yourself on stage. There was something like disingenuous about that. Like the idea of like singing something fictional felt like very like antithetical to punk at the time. I don't feel that way now, but that's how I felt at the time. And like the few bands from my scene, kind of, like bands like The Locust, or like why am I spacing on their name? They're like Ink and Dagger. Like there was like this theatricality to those bands that just like didn't really click with me so much at the time, but I very much appreciate now.
I don't know how the Locust played in those giant suits. I saw them a couple times back then.
Yeah, they stayed in my house.
I've heard that from other people.
The other weird thing too is like
everybody's house.
They didn't play my house.
No,
they played at the supermarket that I used to book shows in.
Okay.
And they stayed at my house. But like, even though like their music like didn't click with me at the time, I still went to the show. I still hung out with them. You know what I mean? I was still like open to experiencing that, because even though it didn't quite like, it wasn't the thing that I was looking for. And there was all kinds of music like that I was just like taking in, even if it wasn't exactly my thing at the time.
I guess
I love it now.
Gap of like theatricality in punk rock. I mean, there was like the Misfits were kind of theatrical, but that was probably a little bit before your time, right?
Yeah, but I mean, but my introduction, I'm a suburban kid, so like my introduction to punk was like the more established things that were like in skate videos and stuff, and like Misfits and Ramones was like some of the earliest punk that I heard, just because of skate videos and like reading Thrasher and stuff, and and also like my relationship with like to music like via skateboarding was like even a little deeper, just because like Phelps and Gitter were like basically from really close to where I grew up, and so they were always like covering Boston hardcore in Thrasher, and so even it wasn't like skateboarding really felt like this kind of far away fantastical California thing that I didn't have access to, other than like via a magazine that I picked up at the local newsstand. Whereas like once in a while I would pick up that magazine, and I would like and there'd be some kind of like music coverage about what was happening in like Boston hardcore. And so like I got to like learn the names of this stuff and see what these people looked like well before I ever had a chance to hear their music. And then, I still finally started hearing that music like through skate videos. And then it wasn't till, much later that I actually like knew what any of these bands sounded like.
And was their non-image, did that draw you in? Like, would you think that if they had like some more theatrics, you would be deterred?
I don't know. What the non-image thing for me, that was more like 20s, like what I felt like when punk felt like very like codified to me. I think when I was like in my like tweens and teens, I was just a sponge, just kind of taking it all in. And I liked the non-image stuff. I liked the image stuff. I liked everything. I liked like I said, I loved Iron Maiden, but I also love Pixies. And Sonic Youth and the Dead Milkmen, and and like
I've seen all those bands,
Violent Femmes, and like I take it, but I'm also listening to like Biohazard and Violent Femmes in the same week. I'm just kind of like taking everything in,
right?
And,
well, that explains a lot.
I mean, this is like I'm a fence rider. Like my band has, my music has always kind of existed between worlds. Like it's like not a.
I feel the same. I think we're similar in that way.
Yeah, I mean, I think like eccentrics kind of tend to be like open to like all different things, and they never really fit in anywhere, so they kind of make their own path. And I think in the end, I'm like mostly drawn into music that's people that have just kind of created their own path, not necessarily people that have like perfected an existing thing, not people that are necessarily like, not the bands that are like the best live bands ever, but like the bands that like, just find their own niche that is uniquely theirs. And that's usually the stuff that I really love. Exactly, like Iron Maiden, Rush, Sonic Youth, like
yeah, there's nothing that's
Coil,
like that.
you know,
Coil,
like
okay, wow.
okay, you know, like
Sure,
all
yeah.
kinds of just like this. The cross section of things is pretty diverse, but I love it that way. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I love that I have been getting into again lately is
Tell
Boogie
me.
Down Productions.
What's that?
Like, oh, just like KRS-One's group. It's just like real, like this real, just like grimy, like boom bap hip hop,
Mhm.
like second, third wave kind of
Nice.
New York hip hop stuff.
Have you ever produced any hip hop?
You know, a little bit here and there. I'm not really very connected to that scene. Pretty much everything that I have worked on recording wise, like if it's not punk metal hardcore, it's being made by punk metal hardcore people that know about me through that community. And I would love to do stuff more outside of that. But you know, it's like that's just my world.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I was gonna
once in a
ask
while,
this
like an
later.
engineer
Yeah,
or
go
a
ahead.
producer or something will like bring me in on a project where like the artist doesn't really, or a record label or something will bring me in on a project where the artist doesn't really know the stuff that I've worked on. But there's always some kind of connection back to like to
Sure.
punk on everything that I work on.
Oh yeah, yeah, totally. I was gonna ask this later, but have you ever been in a theatrical band, or have you ever thought of like putting some costumes on and coming out as Converge
Well,
or anything like that?
yeah, I mean, like,
yeah,
I don't know. Well, so okay, I will just say this about Converge, that the everybody in the band has a great sense of humor, but different people have different sort of views as to like how humor should be, if there's a place for humor within the music.
I mean, it's very serious
Like
sounding music.
it's very
for
serious
sure.
music,
Yeah.
so there's not a lot of space for that like within Converge. But you know, like at one point I was trying to start this. I think it was mostly because I like had a crush on this girl who was like a tap dancer, but I was like, all right, I'm going to start this new band, and instead of a drummer we're going to have a tap dancer. And
that's
it's
I mean,
going to
that's
be
pretty
like
cool.
I mean, I'm not like, I wouldn't say that I'm like big on show tunes, but like there is something about, I mean, I love Shudder to Think, and that's like just real dramatic music.
Oh yeah, there's definitely a dose of Andrew Lloyd Webber in my music, you know.
Yes, my aunt's dog.
And in GWAR too, they used to cover something from Jesus Christ Superstar.
Oh, really?
Yeah, back from the 80s. Yeah, it was like one of
Awesome.
their in between riffs.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, like I mean, I've been in pit orchestras, like I've seen shows on Broadway, and I, you know, it's not something that I do often, but like yeah, like there's something to the theater that's really cool. And you know, one of the things that I like about it is that it's not something that I feel compelled to analyze, where like if I listen to like some other metal band that I'm not part of, I'm going to be like, well, how did they get that snare sound, or like whatever. But like if I listen to something that's like theatrical music, or like, you know, hip hop, or something that's just like well outside of my genre, I'm not like analyzing it because it's not part of what I do. It's not like
that makes sense.
my peers aren't working on it.
Yeah.
It's just something that I can take at face value and just enjoy or not enjoy.
Do you have any Andrew WK stories? Did you ever play with him?
I never did. You know, I have a friend who owns an ad agency, and he's hired Andrew WK for various things, and he has some stories about him that are interesting. At one point I tried to do a cover band with a different person. It was going to be like a very like toned down like acoustic version of Andrew WK songs with this woman singing. We were going to call it Andrea WK.
Oh, that's great.
But you know, that never really got off the ground. I have like silly ideas all the time, but they just like never. I don't have time to like do all the things that I want to do.
Oh,
you know?
trust me, I get it. Yeah, I have like concept bands in my head. I'm like, one day.
I do respect when people take those like weird, like little, like, yo, we should totally do this kind of stupid idea and then actually do it.
Well, that's how GWAR started.
Right.
You know, like that's exactly what we're talking about here. Well, speaking of GWAR, when do you remember first hearing about GWAR or seeing them or anything like that?
Probably Springer.
Okay, yeah.
Probably.
Wow, that was kind of later on.
I mean,
That was like
so like
95, 6.
Yeah, I mean, I started going to shows in like 91. I never had cable TV.
So
Like
no
my
Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, like I missed all like the
Yeah.
MTV stuff. I mean, I could see Headbangers Ball at my friend's house here and there, and that kind of stuff. But like, I didn't have, I didn't have all the same like cultural touchstones, like media touchstones that a lot of my friends had. And then also like I didn't have a lot of money, and every music purchase was a financial decision.
Of course. Yeah, I remember going every week to Tower Records and picking carefully,
Yeah, but also for me, like as a guitar player, it was like, do I buy someone else's music or do I buy a flanger?
Right.
Or,
Yeah,
so like in my music always was more important to me. And so, I would tape records off of friends, or I'd pick stuff out from the library and bring it home and tape that and stuff.
Sure.
But I think, I mean, I can't think of a time pre-Springer that I knew about GWAR.
Did it like blow your mind, or like what do you remember thinking about it? And did you ever see them back then?
No, I never saw them until we first played with them in maybe like 2007.
Well, check this out. I have a ticket from Sounds of the Underground 2006.
Sounds of the Underground.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was
out in the parking lot.
Yeah, the parking lot of the Starland Ballroom, and GWAR
That's
played.
where I believe that is the legendary show where Horse the band got relegated to playing next to the Funnel Cakes.
No, I saw Horse the band. I think they were on the main stage. I think.
I just remember that we have in Converge, every band has their own like lore,
right?
And in Converge lore, there's just like yeah, we'll be back there by the Funnel Cakes, or maybe it was like their merch was next to the Funnel Cakes or something.
Maybe. That sounds more familiar because I had definitely bought merch from them that day. I bought the pizza EP where they cover Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and have a bunch of songs about pizza, and the box opens like a pizza box,
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's another thing I didn't really get. My best friend was really into the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comics, but yeah,
like the original ones when they all had red.
Yeah, the original stuff. Because this would have been like mid '80s, right?
Yeah, probably about that. Yeah.
But yeah, I remember that. I remember that show well.
So tell me what you remember from that show, because I love.
Well, I remember
I was here. What do you remember about it?
I remember the tour kind of blurred together, but I do remember. I remember the tour more than I remember the specific shows. Although I do remember the setting there.
Were they all in parking lots?
Yeah, they were mostly in parking lots. There was like a couple of sheds, but it was mostly like the parking lot outside the shed. Sometimes it was like the parking lot outside the building. So wait, did Behemoth play that, right?
I don't remember Behemoth. It's possible. I've seen them.
I can't think of another time that I would have played in the parking lot at Starland, because I have
definitely played either. I went 2 years in a row. GWAR played both years. I think you were on the second year. I don't know. I think
that was the last one. It was 2007.
Okay, so this is from 06. I must have seen you guys the next
Behemoth year. Behemoth was 100% on that tour.
Okay, I believe you. I remember Cannibal Corpse, maybe In Flames. Horse the band, you, GWAR, Terror, maybe.
Yes, I think they played. As I Lay Dying played.
I believe it. Norma Jean, maybe. I can't remember. The 2 years kind of mixed together.
I don't remember Norma Jean. I remember that dude from As I Lay Dying was kind of not a very friendly, not a nice person on that tour. Weird. Anyway, but the other folks in the band were nice. I definitely had a very strong distrust of anything Christian or Christian adjacent at the time.
As you should.
Yeah. And the Trivium played.
That sounds about right.
The Trivium was interesting. They were a band that like they didn't socialize. They ran their whole set backstage before the show, like in a rehearsal room.
Wow.
Every night Thought that was interesting. So Behemoth at the Starland. Apparently, so anytime anybody's wearing corpse paint or costumes or anything like that, it's always really interesting to see them doing normal people shit in their costume.
I have a theory about this, but go ahead.
Okay. So like I remember playing with Behemoth one time, and their drummer, like, you know, had to go use a porta potty, and the guy's like in full corpse paint.
Yeah.
And like every once in a while, like a black metal band will be forced to play in broad daylight at an outdoor music festival, which is always really funny. So seeing this guy like in the hot French sun, like using a porta potty, and his corpse paint is melting, like that was funny. But apparently Nurgle, the singer of Behemoth, maybe like as a child was like a dancer or something.
Could be.
I remember him doing like ballet backstage in corpse paint.
I mean, he's a silly dude. I've never met him personally, but I know he's a silly dude.
I don't know if he was just being silly, or it looked like he was very light on his feet. He was like seemed to have like real talent for it.
That's great.
So that was interesting. I do remember thinking that playing immediately before GWAR on that tour was
I forgot
even harder than playing immediately before Slayer.
That's a heavy statement. Yeah.
Like right around that time, like maybe it was the year before. It might have been the year after. I don't know. Sometime right around that tour, we were doing a tour that it was Converge, Bronx, and the Mastodon. The Mastodon. Anyway, and we were playing at the Norva in Norfolk, Virginia. And at some point during the tour, like Mastodon got a call that like Slayer wants to jump on your show that day.
Okay.
Which is like a weird, you know, when I think of like bands jumping on other bands' shows, it's not Slayer jumping on your show. And when bands jump on a show, they're not bringing in their own PA and headlining your show. But that's what happened that day. It was such a weird thing. So for that day, the Bronx got bought off the show and Converge got to open. And on that tour, we were like opening with a song that's like, I don't know, a minute and a half of me playing guitar by myself. So like I had to go out on stage as the opening band for Slayer all by myself and play guitar for like 90 seconds in front of Slayer fans.
It must have felt like an eternity.
And it felt like, I want to say that like, I'm not sure if they did it to me this night or not, but like the guys in my band would occasionally like just not come out when it was their cue and leave me out there hanging by myself. And then I got to like just do the whole thing again while they laugh.
No.
And they might've done, no, maybe I think they weren't that heartless. I think they gave me some mercy. So, but like no one screamed like fucking Slayer or anything like that at me. But if they weren't screaming it with their mouths, the GWAR fans were screaming with their eyes, like
the
fucking
Slayer
GWAR.
Oh,
When it was time to open for GWAR,
yeah.
like it was like very clear that like, well, there was like an audience that's there for the whole show, and then there's an audience that's there for.
You can tell by what color their T-shirt is.
Exactly, and this was like a new thing for me. And
well, lucky for you, I was a fan of both of you at the time. So
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was definitely intimidating, but also awesome. You know, we had a lot of fun on that tour, and we played poker with like Dirks and Bishop like a bunch of times.
I don't think Bishop was there yet.
It wasn't Bishop. Who was? Maybe somebody else.
Who was playing bass on that tour? Either Casey or
maybe it was Casey.
Maybe I forget. Casey's Beefcake number 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. So it was probably.
Have you ever done like a GWAR game show style quiz?
No, but maybe I should.
I feel like this like a GWAR Jeopardy.
Right. Yeah,
awesome.
I would want to play it so that I could just win, you know.
Okay. Yeah, we find someone else to get a band member to host.
Yeah.
And you can be like a ringer contestant.
I mean, this is not exactly the same thing, but one thing I want to do is they have like a game that they put out, like a tabletop game. And I've never played it because I don't want to play with myself and I want to get a stream going with at least some of the guys from the band to like actually play the game virtually. So there's some, that's an idea.
Is it known as like a game that actually works, or is it more of like a novelty?
I think they make up their own rules. I don't know. It's like cards and little figures and stuff. I think.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's mostly like cards, and there's like a board. I don't know how it works, but it looks cool.
Nice.
Okay. Let me ask you this: GodCity Studios. When did that start, and where did that name come from? Because that's pretty epic sounding.
Oh, I kind of hate that it sort of sounds like it has a religious connotation.
Oh, I didn't get that. But
yeah, so
I understand your plight. Yeah.
Well, so GodCity, I'm sitting here in my mix room, which is my 5th studio. I still have the 4th studio, which is the place in Salem, which is like my tracking studio now. And I have, sorry, I'm just putting my phone on silent. So I've started in the parents' basement and then kind of moved through progressively more legit spaces. And the Salem studio I built in 2003. That was designed by Wes Lashow, as is this room that I'm sitting in here now. And those are the two like real studios that I've had. The name comes from a Soulside song, which is one of my favorite bands. They did some stuff on Discord. And Bobby, the singer, was a Boston native or Boston resident around the time that I was starting the studio. And I had got out of college, so I didn't have a .edu email anymore. So I had to get some kind of email address. And so I got a AOL, and GodCity just seemed to make sense on my AOL. And that just kind of turned into the studio name. But also this was back in the time when you'd always put on your answering machine, you'd always put a song on your answering machine. And
yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And I thought maybe someday my studio will be legit enough that I might have my own phone line. That was kind of my business goal for the studio, is maybe I'll have a phone line someday. But the song starts with this bass intro, and then the vocals kick in. The first lyric is "This is GodCity." So the idea that you call up the studio, and the phone, the answering machine says, "This is GodCity," sounds like a business.
Do you still have that?
The
recording of that song?
Well, it exists in the world. You can buy the album.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry that
oh, good.
I've had quite a cough lately. I should get a lozenge.
I mean, if you want to. I'm not going anywhere.
I'll start coughing up some. Yeah, maybe there's some
Some
prop blood or vomit.
Yeah, exactly.
Cough up.
Nobody's done that on this show yet. For the 50th episode, we will conjure up some real GWAR fluids.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Well, do you do any other media during the show?
Sometimes I do. You want me to run a commercial?
Yeah, run a commercial. I'll go get a lozenge. I'll be back in 3 minutes, and then hopefully I won't cough anymore.
Cool.
All
right. I'll see you then. All right, guys, I'm going to just advertise myself. Go buy my album. Here's a little ad for it.
Quarantine Dream, the newest album from Kevin Vonesper. Get it now on CD with one-of-a-kind hand-drawn covers and a bonus adventure. Featuring I Got Up Today. To see if I'm still totally fine. Pets in Quarantine. White picket fences. Roar.
Kevin the Pumpkin Dinosaur. Hear me roar.
Going nowhere fast.
Going nowhere fast.
Midnight
2021. As I wrote this song.
War and Chill. The GWARPod theme song.
Welcome to GWARPod.
And Christmas 2020. Featuring Amani Coppola, Jane Jensen, Evil Kitty Keith, Slim Jelly, Teledeath, Valerie Abby Nex, and Cousin P as the narrator. Available now at vonesper.bandcamp.com. Get it on Bandcamp Friday.
Apparently, humans print books with tiny doodles and lies. They call it Mind Control Monthly. Check it out.
That's right there, scum. You remember GWAR's Mind Control Monthly? Every issue with all kinds of awesome stuff now is being compiled into one awesome book that you can only get at the Beat the Streets Art Gallery show. Get it?
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome back. Second part of the GWARPod. Well, let's talk a little bit about GWAR. I mean, leading up, of course, we're going to talk about the Gor-Gor record, but before that, you worked with Squid Pisser. You mixed with Squid Pisser. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah.
That was before Tommy was in GWAR.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think he kind of brought me in the mix with the
That's
GWAR.
what I figured because that seemed like the trajectory.
Yeah. Squid Pisser is super cool. It's like, we were talking about the Locust earlier, and it's sort of like,
well, he was in a band with him once. You know that, right?
Yeah, Def Club, right?
Yes, right. Yes.
Yeah.
With Justin.
We toured with Def Club, but not while Tommy was in the band. They're great. Yeah, I mean, Justin, from the singer of that, he's an old friend.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the cough is still here.
I'll deal with it.
Yeah, apologies to the audience.
Yeah,
I've been sleeping in the guest room because, I don't know, it's weird. Coughs are weird. They just you have these little coughing fits, and then it goes away.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on.
No worries.
But yeah, Squid Pisser, it's really adventurous music, especially adventurous guitar playing. And
I think this one, my Tadpole Legion.
Yeah, it's just it reimagines what a guitar can do, but in a I mean, there's a lot of people doing, I don't know, there's a lot of different approaches to guitar, right? And there is a lot of guitar being used in non-traditional ways in modern music, and a lot of it I feel is more somewhere between hip-hop DJ and gent, and that's not usually my thing. Tommy does a completely different version of playing guitar in inventive ways, that using a lot of pedals, and he's also incredibly technically adept at his instrument, and also technically adept at how he processes his instrument and how those two things work together. And I think it's really cool, and it's neat hearing that. It's neat hearing that in GWAR, but in a way that's it adds color to the music without it being a distraction or the folk. I mean, in Squid Pisser, it's kind of the focal point, but in GWAR, it's kind of just it's just kind of interesting. It's interesting color to the music, but the song would still exist as the song without it.
Right. And so something like Squid Pisser, as a mixer, are you what the fuck is this? Is it difficult to mix a band like Squid Pisser?
Well, Squid Pisser and most of the stuff that I'm involved in, to be honest, is the sound of it, or that stuff is all being created in the production. It's in the recording of it, and it's not really in the mixing part of it. I'm not trying to be particularly artistic in mixing. It's more of a technical thing, where I'm trying to serve the artistic intent of the song, but I'm not trying to create it or add to it in a way that like my stamp on it. I'm just trying to try to present the artist's ideas in a nice way.
But do you ever get something like that and you're like, what is the artist's idea here?
Oh, well, yeah, but in this case, I understand that, because
you are the right person to come to for something.
Yeah, I mean, I've, like I said, the Locust stayed in my basement 1998. Like I like you know what one of my favorite bands in the world is Kromtech.
I never heard of them.
Kromtech. Do you know Mick Barr, the guitar player? He was in he's later in Krallice. But
it's a blind spot for me.
Okay, so well, maybe I'll email you a link or something.
Yeah, I'd love to hear it.
There's like, you know, a bunch of music. They did a couple records and there's music on YouTube and stuff. But like imagine like Squid Pisser, but no effects.
Okay.
Or it's like I mean, Daughters kind of did a similar thing, but like they were like minimally affected, but they did kind of like a similar thing sometimes. It's just like really super virtuosic, angular, weird noise kind of music, punk music. It's really cool, and it's sort of a forebearer of the of that that kind of Locust
right
music.
I think the Locust kind of like broke, you know, in almost a way that I would say, I could be wrong about this. Correct me if you think I'm wrong, but I think Converge sort of created a sound for a genre with Jane Doe. Like Locust kind of did that for like the grindcore scene.
Yeah, I mean, there was a thing happening like around the turn of the century too, that like I think a lot of bands benefited from, which was that like it was kind of the beginning of there being like there wasn't social media yet, but there were like message boards and stuff, and there was sort of like the internet buzz was just kind of starting around that time. So things could like
this is a good segue.
A buzz about things could grow on the internet. Is, you know, around the early 2000s was like the first time that would happen, but also like at the same time too, like there wasn't really streaming there wasn't like a lot of like illegal downloading yet. So you still kind of had to buy records too. So, like, you know, Jane Doe, we actually sold physical records of it.
And I had one.
Yeah, we did fairly well like doing that. But then we benefited that we were selling physical records, and that like record labels, it made sense for them to like invest money in promotion and that kind of stuff. And also, but then there was like internet buzz. And so I think a lot of things just kind of came together in that time. I feel like the 90s was like an era in which like aggressive music was searching to redefine itself after how it was sort of codified in the 80s.
Yeah.
And like, you know, it's like the first time that like the MTV generation of kids are like coming of age, making music. And so we're like, you know, we grew up on Headbangers Ball, but then, you know, we also like Violent Femmes. And so like, you know, where does like a person who likes Violent Femmes and Slayer go to make music, you know, like where we can like, you know, find a space that's just ours. And like it you know, it took a while for those two things to converge into a cohesive kind of sonic expression. Whereas like I think a lot of the stuff that in our early catalog and with other bands in the mid 90s, it suffers from like you know, you can hear the influences and how they're sort of like mashed together, but they don't yet feel like
didn't sound
fully it wasn't like a fully formed like fully baked idea. And then like, you know, with like what the Locust was doing around the turn of the century, you know, Converge,
like
Coalesce.
Soundscapes, I'd say, was like the album from the Locust that really got me.
You know, and Dillinger was coming together there. There was also sort of a void left by the bands who were just a couple years older than us that we really loved, like Dead Guy and Born Against and Los Crudos and like Rorschach, and it was a lot more. All the Sarah Kirsch projects. Like there was just like there was a little bit of a void in the scene at that time that gave us an opportunity to grow, like, collectively as a generation.
Unfortunately, don't have my Jane Doe anymore, but I do have some props here. I do have some old Converge records.
Oh, nice.
Just props.
Thank you.
Because it's a prop show.
Old ones.
Yeah, old ones. And again, like, this is the first time I heard you off of this sampler.
We actually did like a
probably
tour.
This one too.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think I had that one.
Inventing the Scene from Equal Vision. Let's see what's on here.
The other one, the 2001 one, I think we kind of did like
Fault and Fracture.
A tour.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
that could be.
Oh, it might have been more like 2000 that we did like an Equal Vision tour.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't Coheed, but it was some of like the other bands that were on the label at the time.
Yeah. I mean, that was a really cool label for a bit. Well, I want to go a little out of order here, but since you were mentioning like the burgeoning internet scene at that time, do you remember mp3.com?
I mean, only a name.
Okay, it was like the MySpace for music, kind of like before MySpace, when Friendster was still around.
Yeah.
And then you could stream, you could have like a couple songs up for streaming, and you could have friends and stuff.
Is that why MySpace started like adding music?
Yeah, I think they basically absorbed the idea of mp3.com until it didn't exist anymore. Yeah, that's about right. Well, so I was on there. All my high school bands were on there, and my band Vonesper at the time. Well, I guess it was just a solo project, sort of, or studio project. I found another band, and we became quick friends, and they only had one song out at the time, and I couldn't believe how crazy they were. And they were a band called Genghis Tron.
Awesome.
And lo and behold, a couple albums later, you started working with them. And there's some of my, where's my props here? I got all my old Genghis Tron records, man.
Awesome.
And this
I love those guys.
The new one. Yeah, I used to see them they used to play at my college student center, and we would hang out, and they were fans of me, and I was fans of them. They had one song at SUNY Purchase.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and now...
Do you remember... Wait, hold on. Do you remember a band from SUNY Purchase called The Police 2?
No.
I played a show there.
What year around?
We played a show there, like, maybe like 2003 or something, where there was a band called The Police 2 that played. And it was a two-piece band, and I don't really remember what they sounded like, but they were dressed in... They didn't have very much clothes on, and the clothes that they were wearing were weird. Right. And then at some point, the guitar player got unplugged, and he just kept playing the song as if he was still plugged in.
Okay.
It was anyway.
No, I knew a band called the Police Department.
Oh, okay.
That was like I went there between 04 and 06, so I might have just missed this band.
Okay.
But I was hanging out there, going to shows already. And one of the bands that went there was Kiss Kiss, and they later signed to Equal Vision as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you know.
So Genghis Tron, that Genghis Tron thing, that song you were talking about, I believe that was recorded by Colin Marston, who is...
It was like their demo. It was like their first demo they ever did.
Yeah, I think Colin recorded that, and he was also in Krallis with Mick Barr from Cromtech.
Oh wow! So it's a full circle already. Yeah, I wanted to ask you about Genghis Tron because they're one of my all-time favorite weirdo bands that I actually knew. Although I've lost track with them now. I'd love to have them on this show. I don't know who to contact.
Yes, it's funny. Like for music that thinks of itself as being radical, there sure are a lot of punk bands that are just like a drum set, a bass player, a guitar player, and a singer.
Sure are.
It's like pretty basic.
They shook it up a little bit.
And so Genghis Tron had like a different approach to that, and it was definitely welcome.
Yeah. What was your experience like working with them? I mean, I knew you did the new record. I forgot you did the old records too.
Yeah, I did 3 albums with them.
Yeah, that's awesome. And they all sound, I mean, even, I think like a producer when I hear music, and when I first heard them, I was like, I get this. I can't wait till it sounds better. And you pulled that out of them.
Yeah. Oh, thanks. I mean, that's like, I mean, that's them too, you know, like I know like when they were writing for Board Up the House, like, so one of the things about being in a band that is like has a lot of programmed elements is trying ideas takes a long time.
Oh yeah, here's all my CDs. There you go.
Okay, cool.
And even their like weird little tour only stuff.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So when they were like writing that, it was like a full-time job for them for a year, pretty much. Like I think the three of them lived in a house together and just basically worked.
Oh, is that where the title came from? Board Up the House?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Huh.
Maybe, but yeah, they were just sort of like fully in it for like I think about a year writing that stuff, because like, you know, when one of the good things about being in like just a regular 4-piece band is like, if you have 5 ideas, you can try 5 ideas in 5 minutes because you just play. But like when you have to go program every idea, it takes a little bit longer. But you know, they got like, you know, Hamilton would typically do the more like acoustic drum programming, and then Michael would do like more like the electric drum electronic drum programming. You know, the two of them got much better at doing that over time too. So I think that contributed a lot to like the sonics of the record.
Did you improve their drum sounds at all or anything like that? Like get them better samples, or you just kind of use what they gave you?
I don't think I had my sample libraries available until
I think it was the drum kit from Hell back then.
It was like an early version of that. I don't actually, I think I probably gave them notes, but I don't recall being involved in that side of things. I think I was just working with the audio.
Right.
And they're an example of like a, you know, like a fully formed kind of band. There was like I just kind of had to stay out of the way. Like Hamilton had this diesel amp that just like you put a mic in front of it, it sounds done. Like they just sound so like finished and polished that there wasn't really that much for me to do other than to stay out of the way. And you know, same with Michael. He has like really specific ideas of what to do with his keyboard sounds, and that stuff is already like kind of fully figured out in coming from him. You know, there's a nice thing about like the writing process also being the demo process, in that like the sounds are really like figured out, like they know where all the pieces fit, and it's just a matter of like entering the data when it comes time to like record the album for real.
And then more recently they did a surprisingly back to a new record and had a real drummer this time. How do you feel like that changed I guess the dynamic?
That was awesome. Yeah, I got to play Cupid a little bit. This is the second time I played Cupid with Nick Yakshin. As I introduced him to Aaron Turner, and they formed Sumac together. And then, you know, I think they might have already. I think they already knew about Nick and just asked me for an introduction or something for this this Gangstron thing. But yeah, I got to play, and then like with either singer. I think I played a little bit of Cupid there. And it was fun. It was like mostly done remotely because it was like a COVID record. We had actually had time booked to have Nick come out and record drums with me. But he ended up doing it, I think, at Rain City in Vancouver.
Oh yeah, they weren't even in the studio at the same time, were they?
Yeah, I want to say that like Tony has never even met Michael in real life.
So weird.
You know, Hamilton lived in Detroit. I think he was living in Detroit at the time of making this record, but I'm not 100% sure about that. But yeah, it was like fully a COVID record. Like they were in the studio with me for a little while, but we were masked.
And I remember seeing pictures. Yeah.
But you know, and the Nick recording drums remotely was cool. Like I don't know, you know, like I always want to like engineer everything that I'm mixing, but at the same time too, like it always produces like different and interesting results when I'm only mixing something and not tracking it. because like someone else's, sensibilities are in the mix, and it creates like a result that's like, different than if I had done the whole thing. Like if I would have loved to have recorded this GWAR EP.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it's about time to transition into the return of Gor-Gor, because this is another situation where they just dumped the tracks on you, right? And made you make sense of it.
Yeah, and that was pretty well organized and stuff, but
right.
It would have, I think it turned out great. It would have been different if I had recorded it, but like
I guess was there any unique experience mixing GWAR, and what would you like to do if you got a chance to produce GWAR from the start?
Well, I was, honored that I was asked. And it was super fun to work on. Recording vocals is not usually my favorite, but like what a treat it would be to be like part of the process of recording GWAR vocals. Like I would probably just be cracking up the whole time. So that would have been, I would have loved to have seen the process, even like as like a person sitting on the couch in the back of the room. Like that would have been fun. I'd also like, I've never like watched Tommy record, and like Dirks is incredible too, but like Dirks' stuff was on like 1 track or 2 tracks, and Tommy's stuff is on like 9 tracks.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's like whatever, but like his stuff, it's not like it's 9 guitars at the same time. It's just like, we have like this sound for this verse, then like this one, 3-beat thing is some other sound, and then like the next.
At least he's organized. Like that's good.
Oh yeah, it's very well. It was very well.
Did the sound effects, were they all there in place already and everything too, or did you?
Yeah,
add anything
pretty
to
much.
it?
It's pretty much all baked in. I mean, this is like over a year ago now that I mixed it, so it's not all like fresh in my head. But if I recall correctly, like all the stuff was like pretty well baked in. It was just a matter of like just kind of like optimizing, and then like also making like the acoustic instruments like drums and vocals just have the right level of intensity. And I remember
I mean, it sounds really intense.
Yeah, I mean, they seemed to be really thankful that I wasn't using like drum samples or anything like that. And just like it sounded like a real band.
Right. As chaotic as the songs are. I mean, this is the heaviest GWAR's been for a minute, and I think Tommy's has a lot to do with that.
Yeah. I mean, it's exciting to see how like, some new blood can breathe some new life into a band.
So this all kind of came through Tommy. Did you like connect with them in any kind of way like that? Like when you were touring with them?
Yeah. I mean, just like I said, like playing poker and stuff, but like, and hanging backstage. But they're so busy on tour, right? Because they're such a DIY band, and there's
they put everything together themselves. Yeah.
There's so much to do that there's not like a lot of time for them to like hang out, because the putting on their show requires so much like alien cum and so much like plastic all over all the like house equipment, and like they're just like really busy, so they're not really like hanging out that much.
That's true. Well, that's cool. Well, I guess I would be remiss to not ask you a little bit about Jane Doe, because it's just such a crazy, like, I don't know, weird little masterpiece. Do you ever get tired of talking about this record? You must get asked about it like daily.
Not daily, but
not daily.
No, I'm happy to talk about it. Yeah, it's next year. Next year's the 25th anniversary.
Wow. Are you gonna do anything special for that? Is it ever gonna be a reissue? I think it's probably out of print by this point.
I mean, there's been various pressings over the years. We've done different things. Like we did the live version of it a few years back, and I mean, we're talking about doing something special next year, but we don't really have like the plans solidified for it. But we'll do something. I'm not a big fan of like the full album set type of things. I'm sure we'll end up doing like a 1 or 2 of those next year. But I really I don't want to do like a Jane Doe tour,
right?
If only for the fact that like I don't know, I think there's 3 tunings on that
I believe
album,
it,
and There's a couple of them where I can play a song like in one of two tunings, just if I prepare for it. But like it makes this when we've done that like full album as a set a couple of times, and it's like it's got kind of an awkward flow when we play it live because it's just like, oh, I gotta change guitars here. And it slows
The album's
everything
like
down.
just one after another, like slams you in the face.
Yeah.
I listened to it again like yesterday, and it still sounds just like it's so in your face. Like I don't even know if would you even consider like remastering it, or do you think it even needs that?
I mean, I would like to. I mean, I know like audiences really dislike revisionist history.
No, I think it's cool. Give me more versions of the things that I like.
Yeah, like when like the internet people, the trolls, like are like, well, the new version's worse than the old version.
I love
like,
the new mix of scumdogs of the universe. I don't care.
Yeah, it's cool. And you know what? They didn't take away the old one.
Right, exactly. You
still have it. You can still listen. You can hear them both ways. You could like. It's not like. It's George Lucas isn't going to remix it,
I'm going to buy an album again. I want a different experience.
Yeah, I think that like a remix of that would present it in a different way, where you'd like it would be one thing if I was like re-recording guitars, or if I'm like, oh, I'm going to like beat Detective the drums now, or something like that.
That you would want to redo? I mean, as a fan, it's kind of like almost seems perfect as it is.
How am I allowed to get nerdy here?
Oh, please do. Yeah.
So when I hear Jane Doe, all like the recording, all I can hear is Waves S1, which is like a 2001 tech plugin that's like a stereo widener. When Matt mixed the album, he really was into like, and in the 90s, like people were like not into like hard panning guitars in the 90s. Like a lot of those like Seattle records they're like practically in mono. Like you look like Nirvana Bleach, for example, like the only thing panned on that record is like the ride cymbal.
Well, Kurt didn't like to double track. Butch Vig had to
but like you listen to like Breed, and that's like the guitar's panned right and the bass is panned left, I think. There's something, and the drums have a little bit panning to them, but the Bleach record is pretty like straight up. And that's fine. That's an approach, but I liked wide pan to guitars, and Matt was just like, nope, 70% is all you're going to get.
That's like the first thing I learned in audio engineering school was like, I had some teachers who were in hardcore bands, and they're like, pan right, pan left, hard pan guitars.
Well, there's like one philosophy of mixing is like the LCR approach with left, center, right, where like there's only three positions. There's left, there's center, and there's right, and you don't go in between. I don't subscribe to that, but like it is one thing that people do. But I like wide guitars. Matt doesn't. So I was just like, when we were mastering it, Alan Douch has mastered it, and I was like, all right, now we're gonna get our wide guitars, and we like put Waves S1 on the master to try to like make the album feel wider, but it just feels like a little like out of phase to me. So yeah, if I get a chance to remix it, I will I'll do that. There's also some things like there's just things like if I were to remix it, like I would transfer the tapes.
Right, I was going to say it was recorded on tape. And do you have the tracks? Like you'd have to.
Yeah, no, actually they've been transferred. So just as a safety,
right?
And I still have the tapes too, and I have Tape Machine. But I could spool them up, and I would bake them first and then spool them up. But like there's things that digital is just like way better at than analog. At the time, like I was like very pro analog, and and you can make arguments all day long one way or the other. This isn't the time for it, but like at the time I was very pro analog. I'm more indifferent now.
The technology has improved, I'm sure.
The technology has improved massively, and just simple things like gating the toms, like you can just do that so much better now than you could back then. And so like there'd be like little things like that where I could have like a little more attention to detail in that would be nice. There's probably a bunch of like guitar punch-ins that are messed up because I was literally punching in stuff with my feet. Like I had when I was recording guitars for that, like I did a lot of that stuff by myself.
Wow.
And like so I just had like my shoes off and my feet up on the tape machine, and I was just like running the transport on the tape machine with my feet while I played guitar. And like, you don't have to do that anymore.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
so there's some stuff like that I could fix. In some cases I would also I would comp stuff where like I would do like a verse on like one track and then a chorus on another track and then like bounce those together onto a third track. Stuff like that. Things that I could clean up. I mean, I'd still want to keep it pretty raw.
Yeah. Well, I'd love to hear whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it would be presented in a different. I mean, also like all the vocal distortion on that record is a Line 6 pod. So like maybe we'd use a real amp for it. Maybe we'd use a different plugin. Maybe use a pedal. Like I don't know. Like it would definitely turn out different if I were to remix it. I think it would be fun. I think it would be interesting to hear the record in a different way. And it wouldn't. I'll
buy it again.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing about the revisionist history is people like will say like, oh, they're just trying to like, get more money out of us.
So what? Give your favorite artists more money. They deserve it.
Yeah. Well, thank you. But
yeah.
No, it's more just like about the experience, about like celebrating this thing that was like a turning point for us, and giving people who loved the original like something like a different way to hear it, like a way to connect with it on a deeper level.
Well, I guess my question would be like, in hindsight, did you know how special of a record that was going to be when you were doing it? And
no.
What do you still? Is there any particular things you picked up in recording that album that you still use today when you're engineering or mixing?
Well, first question, we had no idea that it would be any sort of milestone. We just we didn't even know if it was good.
Did it feel special?
We knew that it was different.
Feel special at the time? I mean,
we knew that it was different.
Cool. It was like definitely compared to the older Converge records I have, it was like the world of difference for sure.
Yeah, I mean, this was like the first record that Ben played drums on, and that was like a huge change for us. Like Nate had played bass on the previous EP, but
was that the
Poacher Diaries? Yeah, but he wasn't like fully like a writing partner yet. He did write some stuff on that record, but like in on Jane Doe we were like really more like a unit. We were a 5-piece on that record, but like Aaron, the other guitar player, was kind of off on tour with his other band during a lot of the writing of it. So it was really just like, it felt kind of like the four of us that continued on together.
Right.
were the band on that record mostly. So it was the first time with like writing with that unit, and that was different. Production wise, obviously like sounds quite a bit different than anything before that. And we knew that we had something unique, and we knew that unique was good, and that everything that we liked and everything that like sort of,
that's what I love about it. Like we were saying before, the more unique it is, the more I can't compare it to anything else, but it's still really good, the more I'm gonna like it. And that's why I like a band like GWAR, or an album like Jane Doe, or Genghis Tron. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So we knew that, but we didn't know how it would connect with other people, and it didn't really connect with people at first. It was a bit of a slow burn. It was also a weird time too, because the record came out like the week before 9/11.
Right away.
Yeah, I mean, it came out I think like 7 days before 9/11.
Oh wow, that's bad timing.
So it was weird timing.
Right.
We went on tour. Like on
that tour.
Playing Enemy.
I don't know them.
Playing Enemy is essentially now Great Falls. Different drummer. So Playing Enemy was like there's this weird like morphing that happened of bands, and they kept sort of rebranding. Like there was Rorschach, and then there was Keith Huckins from Rorschach when joined Dead Guy, and then Keith and Tim from Dead Guy moved to Seattle, formed Kiss It Goodbye. Keith decided to move back east, so then Damien joined Kiss It Goodbye, and then Damien and Tom and Andrew from Kiss It Goodbye formed Playing Enemy, and then Tom from Playing Enemy left, and then Shane joined. So then it's Damien, Shane, and Andrew.
I need a family tree.
And then
Yeah.
when Andrew left, it became a drum machine. Well, I think they didn't play for a while, and then it became a drum machine, and it was Great Falls, and then Great Falls have had a couple of live drummers, I think, and now they're still a band. They're putting out awesome records. But anyway, so it was Playing Enemy, and we went on tour. Like I want to say it was like September 13th or something like that, and like I remember driving through. We were supposed to play at CBGB's, and we couldn't. We ended up playing a house show in Philly.
That must have been pretty cool.
Yeah, I think Lick Golden Sky played. I remember driving across the George Washington Bridge and like seeing New York just like enveloped in a cloud of dust.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of people in Philadelphia who were like New York City people who kind of escaped, were able, either they were already there and weren't going home, or they were, or they had like left New York and, for a little while things were things were like so crazy there. So it was a strange time to be on tour. I remember thinking that I got anthrax on that tour. Because during that tour, there was
that whole scare. Yeah.
There was like a Cessna or something crashed into the Sears Tower in Chicago. And then there were all these anthrax scares. And I got this like really bad sinus infection on that tour, and like I got tunnel vision, and I felt like really weird, and I was like, I have anthrax, and I went to the doctor and was just like, I must have anthrax, and then she was just like, she wouldn't even like acknowledge what I was saying. So I don't even know if anthrax is a condition or whatever, but anyway, it was a weird time.
I think you grow a red beard, or
is that how it works?
No, hey, it's Scotty.
Like Scotty, yeah. You only have frets on the first like 12 frets of your guitar.
Is that what he does? I didn't even.
He had like one famous guitar. I think it was a Jackson or a Chardell. That like he was just I'm a rhythm guitar player, and so he just had like no frets and just had like some fancy inlays or something, maybe like the Knot Man or something up on the top of the guitar. Best thing he's ever done.
I won't keep you too much longer, but I got to ask you about this. Here's another very specific show that I was at. Ready? I found my ticket right before the show. July 21st, 2002 at Club Chrome in New Jersey.
Oh, wow.
Converge and Nora. I don't remember them, but I was there. You remember Club Chrome? Do you remember this show at all?
Yeah, I remember. Well, we played at Chrome several times, and I don't remember. Does it only say Nora? There's not any other bands?
The only one that's listed on the ticket, but I'm sure there were other bands playing.
We played Club Chrome at least twice. There's probably at least 6 other bands on the show.
I'm sure, yeah. I don't know who they were though.
Like we played. I remember playing Chrome one time with.
Well, there's a specific moment of that show I want to ask you about. Maybe you'll remember that.
Well, you go ahead.
So, I mean, maybe this is a semi-false memory. Let's see if you remember it. But I've always wondered about this. There was like, everyone was in the pit doing their swingings and their kicking and their flipping around. There was a little person in the crowd doing like crazy flips and stuff. I was in the back just watching the whole thing happen. And of course, 2 of them eventually knock into each other and start fighting. And what I remember is Jacob, your singer, right? Just going poof, and like the entire band stopping at once so he could address the situation. Is that something that you guys did often? Was that like rehearsed, or am I misremembering that moment?
I don't remember that, and that's
what
not...
I seem to remember. I just remember just boom, everything stops, and he's like, "We don't do that shit here,"
Yeah,
awesome.
When it comes to like activating the pit, Converge, like on a scale of like Terror to Joyce Manor, we're like about a 5.
Right.
Like we like some energy, but like we don't like it when it gets violent.
Exactly.
We don't like, what we don't like is like, when we go to see a band, we're there to see a band. We're not there to be distracted by fight. We're not there to be punched in the face, and we're not there to be distracted by fights. Like, and so when like it seems like when it starts to feel like the reaction to the band is more important than the band's music, then that's when I kind of get lost. Like if I'm okay, this happens a bunch. This has happened a bunch of times to me. Like if I'm on stage playing a show and someone wants to stage dive, but I'm in their way, and they grab my guitar neck and throw it out of the way so that they can stage dive, so they can supposedly react to the music that I'm playing, but then like interfere with the music so that they can show off their stage dive or their head walk or whatever they're going to do.
Right.
Like that's weird for me. I think I kind of draw the line there. I don't want to see violence at shows, but at the same time too, like you stop playing and then it draws more attention to the fight. So we're like kind of more inclined to like play through it. But if it looks like security or whatever, like need to communicate, and that like the volume of the show is stopping that communication, will stop. But like I just don't want to give any more attention to a bad actor at a show.
Well, I think you were trying to diffuse the situation, but that moment seemed so distinct in my head, just like everything stopped at once, and I was like, "You guys do this all the time, or what?"
Yeah, no, well, it's not like stopping shows is not a thing that happens regularly.
So I saw a very strange.
Yeah, I don't remember that specifically. Did a band called Folly play that show?
God, I don't remember, but I remember the name of that band.
They were like a New Jersey band that had they had like ska, but then they had like
I
mosh.
remember them. Yeah, I've definitely seen them in the scene back then.
It was like ska parts mixed with mosh parts, and it was really, really bizarre to me.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did. Yeah. Well, that was cool. I was there. I think that's where I bought some of these CDs that I have.
Cool.
Cool. Well, usually I end the show by asking if you have any Dave Brockie stories. I don't know if you got to hang out with him specifically
really
on tour. No,
I don't. I'm sorry.
Do you want
me to make one up?
No. If you want to, but no. Do you? I mean, I know you go.
I mean, deep respect, but no good stories.
Sure. Do you have any like other favorite things that GWAR has done in the past that stick out to you, or do you even familiar with their catalog very much?
I'm not.
Have you seen them recently?
I haven't. No, it's so hard for me to get out to shows these days. I have two little kids, and like, if I'm not like already playing a festival or something, or playing a show with someone, it's not likely.
40th anniversary tour. They're playing with Helmet and the Dwarves. This is the time to go.
That's
see
cool.
Them. Yeah, that's cool. A good lineup.
I should go.
Go see Tommy. Have you ever met him in person?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we actually played a festival together recently, but it was one of those
Squid Pisser?
No, with GWAR.
Oh.
But it was like was it Sonic Temple or was it Welcome to Rockville? Was it I can't remember. It was one of those two. I think it was Sonic Temple, but it was one of those situations where we were basically playing at the same time on different stages. No, it was Welcome to Rockville.
Was that?
I think it was Welcome to Rockville.
Did you play both of them? You're not sure?
Yeah, we played both of them on the same tour, and it's the same promoter.
Did you see Castle Rat?
I didn't.
They played one of those, I think, right?
I don't remember that.
Oh yeah, you check Castle Rat.
A lot of times, like those festivals, like I'll end up like running into people hanging out backstage and then not be able to see them play.
Of course.
Because it's like a mile away from where our stage is, or like we have to leave because we're going to the next show and have to drive overnight, or like a lot. Yeah, I end up missing a lot of stuff on those festivals that I would otherwise want to see. Like actually the Sonic Temple, like Metallica played. And ICP played at the same time.
Oh, that's weird.
I didn't get to see either of them.
Right. I've never seen Metallica or ICP, actually.
I know. I would love to. I never have never.
Aren't you in a band with one of the members of Metallica?
Oh, are you thinking of that? No, I'm not. But there's a thing that was recently released. I forget what they're calling it because it wasn't. We didn't have a name.
I forget what it was. Some sort of Black Sabbath thing. sort of related. No, I don't know. I didn't listen to it yet, but I discovered it today. I thought you were in a band with Robert Trujillo.
Trujillo?
Trujillo.
No, he's I mean, as a former Suicidal Tendencies member, he's very near and dear to my heart.
Sure.
But no, he and some pals of mine did like a jam session that I mixed.
Right. Oh, you mixed it?
Well, I ended up contributing a little bit of guitar to it, but really I was sort of like the mixer and collector of tracks. That was like like an interesting little thing some buds did, just like one song.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta listen to that. I forget what it's called. I'm gonna find out right now. You don't remember what it's called?
No, because it didn't have a name like when we were working on it.
Oh, okay.
And like it was probably recorded like 10 years ago or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I saw it on your Discogs before today.
Really?
Let's see.
That would have been a recent edition.
Yeah. Coffin Drop.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Coffin Drop. And you're listed in the band.
Oh, okay, cool. I guess I'm in Coffin Drop.
Yeah, you're in a band with the guy from Metallica.
Hell yeah.
Yes, you'll hear it here first on the GWARPod.
Do you like check out bandtoband.com?
No, what's that?
I'm not sure if it's still like functioning, but it was this awesome website where like it would do degrees of separation between bands.
I always had that idea, but
you can go Converge to Kiss
thing?
in like, let me see if it's still up. You can go.
I always thought there should be like a family tree type of website.
Yeah, so it's that. Yeah, it still exists. It looks different than it used to. Like, I want to say okay. Actually, here we go.
So it's like the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Let's do Converge to GWAR. I bet we can do it. Okay.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm on this site right now. Converge to GWAR in 3 steps.
And not including you mixing their.
Oh, I could have done this off the top of my head. So Converge. They say step 1, Converge Positioning Up the Sky, featuring Aaron Dahlbeck. Aaron Dahlbeck is our gateway to many things, by the way. Even though he's no longer in the band.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron was in a band called Only Crime. Aaron was and Zach Blair was in Only Crime,
who was in GWAR, yeah.
And Zach Blair was in GWAR.
And now he's in Rise Against.
Rise Against, yes.
So yeah, he was on the show, Zach.
Awesome. He's a very nice guy.
Yeah, I love him.
Yeah, so that's an easy thing.
Bill Stevenson, right? Only Crime.
Yeah, that's kind of like our gateway to everything. Like if I go Converge to Kiss, it's going to go the same way. Oh, interesting. It goes a different way now.
Oh yeah. What does it say?
So now it goes Jake from Converge into Blood from the Soul, and Dirk Verburen, the drummer who was did a stint in Megadeth, is in that band.
Oh.
And then he's in something called Bent C with Devin Townsend, who's played with Steve Vai, who's played with Whitesnake.
Well, you know,
that means you can go from Converge to Whitesnake in 5 steps.
Well, did you know Devin Townsend produced a GWAR record?
Oh, did he? Okay,
yeah,
so
Beyond Hell.
I mean, it's like
he sings on one of the songs.
That's awesome.
I should get him on the show.
He's super talented.
Yeah, I've never met him before. I remember him first by being Steve Vai's singer. Yeah.
Wait, he was Steve Vai's singer?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
God, what's the record? I forget what it was called, but yeah, he had a vocalist for a whole album and it was him. And that was the first time I remember hearing about him. That was way before like Strapping Young Lad and all that stuff.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, check it out. You guys have a lot in common.
Wow. Well, anyway, yeah, Band to Band is really fun, making like
that's great. I'm gonna
things, and it's just going to choose like different connections, kind of arbitrarily.
Sure.
But yeah, it usually goes to Bill
Stevenson. I can enter my
Stevenson.
information on there because I can do that to other bands as well. Although
basically, if it's in their database, it'll.
Right.
If someone has to enter it into their database.
Yeah.
So like not everything's in there, but yeah, it's cool. It's fun.
Well, I think we made all the connections. What do you think? Is there any other like tidbits about GWAR, mixing GWAR or working with GWAR that you want to share that's fun or?
Well, I want to do it again. I want to record it. I want to record the vocals.
I would love to hear you produce a GWAR record.
That would be super fun for me. yeah, I very much appreciate any sort of left-wing trolling that can, or trolling by the left of the right. Let me be clear about that. I love that. Love to participate in that in any small way that I can. And yeah, just deep respect for all that they've accomplished over many years active as a band.
40 years, can you believe it?
That's amazing.
Yeah, go see them on tour with Helmet and the Dwarves.
Coming up on 35 years for Converge.
I believe it. Yeah, I mean,
crazy.
if Jane Doe is 25 years old, and I believe it because I was there. Here it is, the GWAR tour, the Return of Gor-Gor tour. Did you get? Oh, I needed to ask you this. Did you get a plushie that comes with your album?
Ooh, I didn't.
Yeah, you should get one of these. You know, have you ever had a toy that came with an album that you worked with? On? That's interesting, right?
I don't think I have.
Did you get the vinyl of Return to Gor-Gor?
Yes, I did get that.
I haven't actually played it yet, but did you see what it does on the record player?
No, my record player got smashed by my children, and I haven't heard it yet.
Okay, well, let's see if we can show you. So there's these little dinosaurs on the side. So when you spin it, Gor-Gor is like running.
Oh, that's cool.
The record.
I love that.
How cool is that?
Wow. I wonder what that process is.
I don't know.
What's the upcharge for that? Oh, maybe we'll do that. Oh, this is what we're gonna do.
Okay.
We're gonna do a special pressing of Jane Doe that's got the Jane face, just kind of like
nice
jogging or something.
Yeah,
as it goes around. Yeah.
I mean, I guess because your side of the record's kind of 3 shorter songs, they had the space to do this. You know, the other side's the live track.
I love it.
But yeah,
you know what they could have done is going back to like the Locust thing, like the Crimson Curse, like 12-inch.
I don't know, what did they do for that?
Oh,
it's like CDs of it.
It's clear. It's like a clear 12-inch that was screen printed on the backside. There's a bunch of like bugs screen printed on the backside.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, the Locusts were so cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being here. This has been a very cool conversation. I got to ask my Converge question from 2002 that I've been burning in my mind, you know. How about that? So I saw you like 20.
That's awesome.
24 years ago.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, of course. Well, is there anything you want to promote? What's going on in your world?
Oh, let's see. Well, I have my studio. I'm always doing stuff here. I have a instrument company, GodCity Instruments, where we make pedals and guitars. I just did a new run of guitars, but they're all sold out, so I don't have any guitars to promote. We got a run of basses coming soon.
All right.
I've got a few cool pedals in stock.
Does Tommy have any of them
designed? I'm not sure.
Got to get Tommy some of your pedals.
Yeah, Tommy. Hit me up.
Yeah.
Hit me up if you're watching. Then Converge, we're doing a festival, our first time curating a festival in Boston.
December with the Bowery presents.
Yeah, December 13th in Boston at a really great venue called Roadrunner. It's called The Saddest Day. After the Converge song, The Saddest Day.
Of course. Yes.
And we're hoping it can be an annual thing. We're not sure if it goes
well. Who else is playing it yet?
It's a bunch of bands. Off the top of my head, Full of Hell, Hope Conspiracy, Soul Glow, Coalesce, Wormwood. There's more that I'm forgetting right now, but yeah, it should be a killer show. It's great venue. Should be a good time.
Any new Converge in the works?
Yeah, we have some new stuff. You know, we are not ready to talk about it officially yet, but yeah, we're working on new material, and we're excited about that. And like, we got a bunch of touring and stuff that we're working on for next year as well. So, announcements will be made when they're fully baked ideas.
Sure. Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Go check out all the things that he's doing. GodCityStudios.com and also KurtBallou.com is your website. And I have to say, I didn't watch all of it yet. I've been so busy for Halloween, but GWAR was on Joe Bob's Splatterween, the last drive-in. They even played a new song called Splatter Foo. That's very cool. And
Awesome.
they played some of, they played Lot Lizard.
Nice.
Which you mixed on the record, of course. And go check it out. And GWAR's on tour. Go see GWAR 40th anniversary with Helmet and the Dwarves. I mean, that's a fucking show right there.
Peer
pressure.
I saw Helmet in like 1992 and my car got broken into.
Oh no. You have bad
and it was in like a hockey arena, and like the space between the notes in Helmet songs is like important as the notes. But it was in a hockey arena, and the whole thing just was like
right.
Hey, quick correction, it's GodCityStudio.com.
Oh,
not plural. Even though there now are, I used to have this like big pet peeve about like, well, it's not studios, there's only one of them. But now there's like, I technically have 3 rooms. So it is technically studios now, I guess.
Directly off of KurtBallou.com and also
Correct.
God City Music.
My website that I haven't updated in a decade.
Yeah, but it can link right to your studio.
The links work.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, exactly. That's what matters.
Yeah, or just God City Music at Instagram. That stuff all works too. That's kind of the only thing that I update.
Well, thank you very much. This has been wonderful. Episode 50. Thank you for helping us get there. And hopefully more
confetti emojis and stuff.
Yes.
Effects.
I wish.
I think if you do like if you do this, there's different like
right. But I don't think it works on
gestures you do. No,
probably on Zoom or something, or maybe on like Instagram or something.
Yeah.
All right, well, go check out all the things, and hopefully we'll have you back when you produce a GWAR record. And go check out that album that Devin Townsend did with them.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm going to play my outro, which is, of course, my Andrew WK spoof. And go listen to some Andrew WK, you guys. All right. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Like, share, subscribe. Come